Yes, you can hear me just fine. Great. Hey, Dawn. All right. I'm gonna have to be one of those people that say, "I'll be back in a couple of minutes." Sort of an emergency. Hey, Thomas. Some things just come upon you without asking, and then you can't start your live stream yet. Oh, shoot. Hang on. I needed to do 3 things and I forgot one of them. Okay. Hey Marcy, thanks for coming in. So, I hadn't been feeling well for a few days. And it was last Friday when I was teaching my classes, and I guess I just overdid my voice, and it hurt the next day. I mean, that night, and then the next day, it still kind of sounds like that, kind of like I need to cough or something, but I don't need to cough. Hey Thomas, happy birthday. So I've got to be careful. If my throat starts to hurt too much or sound too weird, then I'll have to end the stream early. But I thought I'd come in here anyway so y'all can chat. I know how we all like to get into the chat, you know. So because I wasn't feeling well and I just needed to veg on the couch, I didn't do a lot of coloring this weekend, so try to get this in the one of the things I did do as far as coloring goes is I looked for some stop that, Tyler sorry. Look for some pictures of underwater lily pads and their stems, and really just about in every one they were brownish. The ones I pull up when we're at a lake that has those, they're brown further down, but they're green up high. So the underside of a lily pad, I just thought about this, the underside is not green. I think I'll just erase a little bit. I get to where I erase too much sometimes. How's everybody? I hope you're having a good happy birthday, Thomas. This is more of a reddish brown, so that's what I'm going to use in the bottom here. Yeah, I like that. That's much better. Let's see. I don't want to erase everything. So what I'll do, probably better use this one. Well, Mondays aren't too bad here. It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays that I'm not too fond of. Though he's not very far away, my husband does have to go into the office on those days. He's in IT. But I try not to get too upset about it because, by the way, this is a pastel green Posca. Because in April 2020, they told them to just stay home. And then they didn't ever tell them to come back into the office. They found out they could be more productive away from home, or at least just as productive. And they were happier people. Oh, I think I know what he just chewed up. Anyway, then it's just been this summer that he started going back two times a week. Everybody's got a different day they go in. Different 2 days. So I shouldn't complain too much. He still gets to stay home, but that remains that I still don't like him being gone. Alright, I'm going to use this reddish brown on the edge of these. If you look at a lily pad, the underneath can be reddish on the edges. Reddish brown. And the little veins are kind of a reddish color. I know, I could have just left them the way they were, but I enjoy making something as accurate as I can. Ooh, hello, Nicole, and that's it. Dawn. Oh, yeah, Dawn was here earlier. She's usually the first one in. I appreciate everybody that comes, whether you come in here to lurk or to chat. Either one. I'm very thankful. Now, leaving that green in there will help to brown up the red, if that makes any sense. I'm just putting a little green here on the edges to kind of soften that up. So I may or may not be able to talk the whole time, but that's all right. I can color. Oh, that didn't do much. I'm just trying to get this reddish color to move down, but it's okay. It's good enough. It is good enough. It is so easy to misplace stuff on this desk, even though it's small. I'm not sure why. Steve and his dad would probably say, because you don't put the things back in the same place. This is the Tombow Mono Zero eraser. This one, I could do without all the other erasers if all I had were these two, the electric one and this one. But I do like having several kinds. I think I'll just not erase too much over here, but just kind of go up. Add the brown, add the red brown. So what kind of coloring do y'all prefer? Kind of whimsical or accurate, fairly accurate, or kind of fantasy-like? Like, I could have totally done this in different colors. Okay. Oh, I got the underneath of this one. I just won't. I'll try to erase that green. This helps it have more shadow under there. If you mix red and green together, you get kind of a brownish color. Of course, depending on what red and green you use, it could be totally a mess or it could be useful. There. Oop, I said there too soon. I'm going to have a look before I say there again. Thanks, Dawn. Oh, okay, Marcy, I just read you work at home part-time. It's just crazy Monday for me. Yeah. All right. I think I will keep working on these leaves down here. I was hoping to work on the background. Boy, it's starting to get kind of... Oh, okay, I got that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I froze. There we go. Sometimes the camera just has to be thumped. Like it fell asleep. Now, I've already said in the other videos what I was using here, but this is Brute Funer Squares 79, 81, and 76 with a little bit of 114, 18, and 24 so far. I did also put in some 83. You never know what I might put in. I think this is more of like a Tuscan red. Thanks, Marcy. I got the Durant Route Pruners color pencils. Hey, Wilson, thanks for coming in. The Durant Route Pruners. Now, you'll have to explain that one because that's new to me. I'm sure you meant something else. Okay. What I did over here was I just added more brown to... The page is getting kind of heavy, so heavy. I can't even think of the right word. The tooth is somewhat used up, so I'm not sure how much more I could add to that. And if I don't get it all the way dark, it's okay. Hey Audrey. Hey Connie. Thank you. A wee bit better, Audrey. I like to talk, and my throat is not cooperating as well as I'd like. I wasn't sure if I was going to go live at all, but I said, well, I'll give it a start, and if it gets too scratchy, then I guess I can stop early. I don't like to stop. I may not talk as much, but I wanted to give you all the opportunity to chat. I'm just kind of building the leaf up a little bit. I think I should have chosen a different light green, but it's okay. Somewhere in the world there are undersea grasses that are this color. Audrey, how often does it rain in Scotland? I mean, what I have heard all my life is that when you go to the UK, take an umbrella because it's always raining, but that could just be a part of the UK or part of it's part of the UK or the whole UK. I don't even know. So how accurate is that when you visit the UK, you've got to take an umbrella, no matter what season it is? Roasted coffee. Roasted coffee. Isn't all coffee roasted? Like roasted beans? Coffee beans? I don't even know. Oh, you did? Okay. I'm so jelly that you went to London. I'd love to go. My dream vacation though is Scotland. And since you kind of got to go to the rest of the UK to get to it. I mean, you're there, you might as well go to the rest, right? You could fit all of the UK in Texas. I measured it one day from the bottom of the UK to the very top of Scotland. you can go from, that would be the same distance as going from right at the, not at the very bottom of Texas, but up where Houston is, going there all the way to Wichita, Kansas. That's going from the bottom of the UK all the way to the top of Scotland. So most of it would be around that. Now, if you smushed it all together, you could fit it all in Texas, but who wants to smush the UK? Audrey, kind of like here some days, 3 for sure. I can't speak for the whole of Scotland, but come prepared for 4 seasons in an hour. You know what? That sounds like Texas. We can have 4 seasons in the same day. In the same week. So the one that stands out to me the most was 1 year. It was in February. 1 week, it was in the 90s, and you had to wear shorts and sandals. The very next week, not even 7 days later, it was snowing and you had to wear a coat. It was just the craziest thing. But we always say in Texas, if you don't like the weather, wait a week. It'll be something else. Maybe that's how it is in a lot of places. I just never thought of it being in Scotland. But yeah. If and when I visit there, I will make sure I bring a coat, a jacket, shorts, and maybe a sweater. Or a jumper. You call it jumper. Hey, Colorful Dreams. Thomas, what are route Sooners? I'm still trying to figure that out. Maybe somebody else can interpret. I know some people don't like the Brewfooners, but I really enjoyed them on this paper. Try laying down the brown first, see what happens. Puppy dog. Lightly. But he says, I got the Durant something. You have a friend that lives in Waxahachie? Okay, awesome. That's not very far from me at all. We go there, well, it used to be we went there about once a week, but now it's a little bit less. That's where the Hobby Lobby is. So I like going there for that. It used to be, that's where we'd go to the Walmart. I forgot what it's called in the UK. I know you have an Aldi's. We have Aldi's. There was another sure I like this bluish green here. I may switch. It's like injecting too much blue for me in here. That's probably going to be the same problem. Yeah, that's going to be really green. It's really green. Okay. That's more of a brownish green, so I like that. Yeah, there's this YouTube channel. Why does that look even more blue than it looked when I was playing with it? That looks like green grass. Ooh, I like that. Anyway, they were, now I lost my train. I'm going to add a little bit more of this other green. This is 43. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I hate that. I didn't mind that green at the top, but down here, that green is just not working for me. Waxahachie. Oh yeah, the Walmart. We used to go down there maybe twice a week and grocery shop. But then our town got a Walmart. Well, we had some smaller grocery stores that were more expensive, so we chose to go down to the Walmart in Waxahachie. And it was a smaller Walmart to start with. But then they built a bigger one across the street. It's been so long now. I just hadn't even thought of it anymore about that Walmart. So when Walmart wanted to come into Midlothian, they said you have to make it a nice Walmart. Now, if you've been around long enough, you'll know that Walmarts have fabric and sewing notions and things like that. Well, when this Walmart came in, I was excited. All right, there's going to be a fabric part in the Walmart, and I'm really excited about that. And they built it. It was opening week or whatever. I went in there, no fabric whatsoever. And I thought, what happened to the Walmart? What happened to this sewing part? So after asking different people, and I think I might have emailed Walmart. They said, "Oh, they're starting to leave that out of the new ones. If they built a new Walmart, they're not going to have the sewing thing." And I thought, are you kidding? In this town, you want to not put the sewing thing? If the sewing thing, where's my brain? Do you not want to put that in? I mean, really? And so, some of us wrote in and said, could you please put the fabric section back in? But they never did. But what they did do was they put in like pre-cut fat quarters and a few more sewing notions like scissors and pins and clips and needles, some thread. They do have a thread section. It's a small one, but it gets it done. I was so disappointed about that. But they wanted to keep it nice, as if fabric wasn't nice or something. I think it's because not very many people are sewing these days. I mean, they were in 2020 when we needed fabric. All we had was the Joann's to go to, and they wouldn't let you in there for very long. Well, they let you in, but you had to wait to get in. Now looking back at all that, it seems so silly. Scottish whiskey, boiling water, teaspoon honey, but it warms the cockles of your heart. That's I would go with that because many times growing up, my dad would have bad cold, and he got some whiskey from my uncle, and my mother would put I don't know if she'd put water in it, but she did the honey, hisky and woney. Whiskey and honey. And he would down that and then stick a piece of bread in his mouth because the whiskey was very strong, too strong for him. I mean, he doesn't drink or anything, but in his younger days, he drank beer. Anyway, he would drink that whiskey and honey and he'd feel much better. I like lemon and honey and then warm it up. So I call it honey lemon tea. That was pretty good. If I had access to whiskey, I might. This isn't really a bad cold, though. I mean, it's not really even a cold. It's just kind of, it's laryngitis, basically. But Shannon mentioned ragweed yesterday in her stream. And I thought, oh, the ragweed must be contributing because my father-in-law mowed down some ragweed just that day. And I suppose he must have gotten some on his feet or on his shoes and clothes and when he's coming in, it just all comes down. on the floor. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. Looks good. Let's see. Thought I could work on. I'm gonna put some white down. This is the Prisma white. So that when I put in the other colors, they'll be more muted, I guess. I need to stop talking for a minute. Oh, no problem, Thomas. I didn't know that. Yes. Yes, I heard Zoe yesterday. Was it yesterday or the other day that she was saying we call it the lurgy. Yeah, so that's what it is. You're not impressed that COVID is really that bad? It's really the people that have other health problems that really have trouble with it. To my knowledge, my husband and I never got it. We didn't get the jab either. But that is a whole nother story. I'm sorry, though, that your friend got it and that you got it. Yep. Well, you do what you need to do, Dawn, but just be informed is what I'm saying when it comes to masks and things like that. Just find good information. As far as we go, we don't wear those things anymore. I think they do more harm than good, and they can't really keep out a virus. It's too small. Yeah. Well, if you were in a very smelly factory and you put on a mask, would you still smell the factory? Just saying. But you've got to just do what you feel that you need to do. That's the important thing. I mean, we all have the choice. going to start with the yellow on the top. Kind of blend it down. Yeah. No. At the beginning, I believed it, but then I didn't. No, I agree. There are some people that a mask would be good. Good for. But in general, that's not usually. See, this is, I'm sorry, I wasn't telling what I was using. 2, 3, and 5. I'm trying to think of lighting, but these would still be dark. If it was light shining on them, it'd still be dark. I've got a friend that lives up in Oregon. Is it Oregon? Washington State. One of those northwest places. I think it's Washington. And he's got a koi pond in his backyard. And that thing is, I mean, that's a lot of work. It was a lot of work for him to put it up, but that was his hobby. He's a science teacher, and he liked the koi, so that is what he had. I'm gonna use 6. Would it bother y'all if I went and got some of my honey lemon tea? Yes, the media did. That's why I don't watch news anymore. They get things wrong. And they don't tell you the truth. I mean, aren't journalists supposed to find the truth? Dig and dig and dig until they find it? That used to be what they wanted. But when someone's pulling the strings, you do what they say. Okay, I think I'm gonna throw in some 103. I think this is what I used over here, I'm not sure. A watery sunshine. You know what Americans call it when it's raining but the sun is shining? Do you know Audrey? It's mostly in the South where you'll hear it though. Going back to this number 18. I'm probably going to run out of tooth in a second. Cool. I wish I didn't get out of the lines, but I do. You'll give me a minute. 149. Oh, they are? 49. Now, I got them for 30-ish from AliExpress. Try over there. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Okay. I was probably more like 10 shakes of a lamb's tail. But who's counting? Hey, Elise. Thanks for asking questions while I was gone. We pretty much, as far as shows go, it's been our habit, I guess, in the last 3 years, probably, maybe 2 years. We'll get a series and we'll just watch one episode, or if it's a long one, watch it in 2 parts, which I really hate. This is 37. It's kind of a true blue, I'd say. You know, I forget Audrey doesn't have these. I should do conversion or something. In fact, I do have them here on this paper. Wrong direction. Where is 37? It's like there's not a 37 in here. Oh, there's more blues. Oh, that's weird. It doesn't have all the roots on here. It ought to. Well, that's going to bother me. Do you want... Let's see what it looks like. I see this looks like number 3. I think they mislabeled it. Non-photo blue. Yeah, I think they mislabeled that one. I'm not sure. I have to go and tidy up. Well, have a nice tea and evening. Thanks for coming in, Audrey. Hey, Noelle. Let's see. We were watching Father Brown. We watched that. Whenever they had new ones on, we would watch them one a night. And then when that was done, I mean, we would watch the new part, and then sometimes we'd wait a little while, but we'd go back to the very beginning and watch it all the way through again, not just the one season, but all the seasons, skipping the episodes that we didn't like. There were some that I said you could just leave that out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now I'm going to get this greeny blue, 83. Yeah, Connie, I'm sorry I didn't ask you. Are you feeling better? Will you be coming on today? I think I'll take that dark blue. 55, which is very much like a Prussian blue, not a Prussian blue. It's like a dark turquoise, I guess. why can't I find any of these numbers on here? You know what? I was looking at the wrong thing. This has the Brutfuner 120 and the 180, and I was looking on this one. Gosh. Now I can find it. That I know where to look. Yeah. I matched it right anyway. And this one is 55. I'm just not all here. Oh, 55 is, well, I guess you can call that a very dark turquoise color. I was thinking it was more like indigo, but it's like an indigo with some green in it. Okay, I'm glad you'll give it a try. Yeah, don't hurt yourself for our sake. This makes it indigo with a little more blue in it. It's kind of cool. Oh, I think I want to use this one. This is the Prismacolor blender. Make sure I get that. Always wipe your blenders. Okay, now I'm gonna grab this. Might be pale sage. It might be what my green was missing. Not sure if that does anything for it. Oh, sorry. I'm not too crazy about this one. Really need to redo that. We'll just... This is a good blender. I'll be tweaking this after the cows come home. When I was making my tea, watery, lemony, honeyish, I was thinking about the shaking of the lamb's tail, I said. And what is this? This is like a dark gray, a darker gray, not black. And I was thinking of the different idioms that we have, or sayings. And the more I teach English, the more I'm amazed how many little sayings there are, and that we use every day without thinking about it. And we can communicate with each other that way. Like, it's raining cats and dogs. or my head is a little fuzzy tonight, or even my throat is scratchy. And we just use these all the time. And I guess that's the way it is in every culture. You have different sayings. But if you just take the word good or even excellent, look those up in the dictionary, the thesaurus, can't even say it, on your phone, and it will give you a huge list of all the different ways to say good, like very good or well done. I say well done a lot. And it's amazing how many different, and I've heard them all. It's just, I never thought about them. Hey, Shannon. Brute Fooners, are those in the Amazon US or another country? Hey, Shannon. She's probably been here. This is 26. It's the gray. I'll be done with this fish eventually. I'm going to use a little bit of this dark gray color. It's starting to run out of tooth. Go in with the black. I think the very edge maybe could be lighter. I got 500 different colors in my hand. How many pencils have you held in your hand? The most number of pencils. Okay, I feel like that fish is jumping off the page. Hey, Brittany. Oh, did I miss it? I thought Brittany came in. Oh, there. I didn't see where she came in. Unless I'm blocked, maybe? That's weird. I don't even know where I can fix that. She couldn't come in here if you were blocked. Okay, well, for some reason I can't see what she's posted. Now these bubbles, I was going to use white on them. Try to be really thin. That's pretty good. I think when that dries, I'll come in with a little bit of the blue. And I think I'll darken up the inside of that. Part of it anyway. If I can add anything. Something like that. I've got a book that tells you how to make bubbles. But do I use it? Oh, there's that other. Wondering where my other worlds within worlds was. It's hiding. It's hiding. And I think Bubbles was in fourth one. It shows soap bubbles. I thought it did. Maybe it's the third one. Well, there goes that. That's okay. Air bubbles. Soap bubbles. Yeah, that's only on a black background. I do wish that these books had more options, like here's how to do this type of bubble, here's how to do this type of bubble, and on and on and on, instead of just the one thing. But I guess at least it tells you the parts of a bubble. You're going to have maybe some color and a reflection and another kind of reflection over there. Then you can always go into the soap bubble. And do a little bit of something there. But definitely I need to put more spots into that. I need to put another spot on this side. Something like that. Fingernails are really good for a lot of things. Okay, let's see if I can't. I'm not sure this lighter color is going to work on here, but we'll try it. At least it's not scratching it off, but I definitely need a darker blue or green. I can do that. Use that one. 55. What you think? Does it look like a bubble? Bubblish. It looks bubblish. Actually hold pencils in my hand. Honestly, my brain can only function two things if I add more. Yeah. Sometimes I just don't bother to put them down. Even if I don't need them anymore, I'll just keep them in my hand. And sometimes if I want to do a sequence or something, I'll keep those in my hand in the order that I want it. And then if I here's something, if I forget that I used something, I'll use it and then I'll turn it upside down or the other way. And then I'll turn it the other way. Now, when it comes to round pencils, that's a little harder because they like to roll around and get all mixed up. All right. I did a bubble. I guess this frog's going to be green. I'll start it out lightly. I really want to get to the background. Well, all I was going to do for the background, I might be able to use this. See if I got a light enough blue. Yeah. I don't use these very much. I just get, maybe y'all get this way too, you just get caught up in using your, I mean, it's not really caught up. You're just comfortable using the things that you use all the time, and you think, wait a minute, I haven't used that in forever. I need to try to use it. But I just don't think about using these, and this may not even be the best background, but I gotta try sometime. This is 455. It doesn't have a name. Stabilo 454. Is that 50? No, 435. I can read. It's just my eyes don't always want to cooperate. Now I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that's rather dark. Which means I need to use, I think maybe that's like a dark grayish blue. I'm not sure. Now, how well did these erase? Let's find out. Not bad. I mean, it's chalk, so it's going to get into the cracks of the paper. It looks like you can bring up some of it. That's going to be too dark. I can already tell. Let's try some white. And then we can try using interesting. Okay, I have another idea. I wonder what would happen if I can find a clean one. If I were to put this on the board with the white and then use one of these. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Blue and yellow frog. Yep. Well, I've got this green down here. I could add some. If I add blue here, I'm going to need to add blue down here somewhere. But I could maybe use the blue that's. I need to lighten that up or something. Crazy about that. I could still put this blue on top and it would give us this turquoisey thing. But let me concentrate over here. This is where my brain goes. It jumps from one thing to the other. All the time. I'm a good multitasker. I was talking about that with my husband and father-in-law the other night. And I think he was saying something about, well, that's a woman. And I said, what? Well, y'all are good multitaskers. We're not. Oh. You talk a lot and you're multitasking. And I was like ready to be offended. And then I thought, wait a minute. I do talk a lot. Women do talk a lot. In general. But then my father-in-law said, well, you've got to be multitasking for all that you do. And I go, yes, that's true. Now I don't have any kids at home to raise anymore, but yeah. I was always doing more than one thing at a time. I still do. I think that's still too blue. I wonder if I can just add it directly. Yeah. And I can go back. I suppose it could be lighter than that, but It's okay. That's basically what I was going to do with the background, was just to use this or the gel sticks. I haven't used these hardly at all, so I need to incorporate that into my daily arting. My daily arting. Hey Zoe, thanks for coming in. Is Steve on later today? So because I hadn't been feeling well and I wanted just to sit on the couch and play my one video game, I didn't do a lot of coloring. And otherwise I would probably have this almost finished. These aren't easy to sharpen, so I probably need to rub them on here this way. Oh, I think I was talking about shows earlier. We got onto Murdoch Mysteries. No, before that, we were watching Sue Thomas. It's about a deaf police officer or detective. And then that led us to Murdoch Mysteries. I'm not actually a mystery fan. I don't like Poirot so much. I don't like Agatha Christie. You know, any of that. What was the other, Monk? I don't really like that. But I'll watch a Doc Brown. Not a Doc Brown. I was mixing Doc Martin and Father Brown together. Father Brown, and then after we were done with Murdoch, we're coming up on their next season, so we're excited about that. We're all caught up. But what we watched recently was another police officer mystery show that was a little more serious, I guess, than Murdoch. But that's Foyle's War. And I had heard about it before, and it didn't sound very appealing to me at all at the time. But when we were done with Murdoch, you know, my husband and father-in-law taught me into it. I said, okay, fine, I'll watch it. And now I'm a total big super fan of Foyle's War. And it ended, it was such a short, I mean, compared to some other stuff, such a short show. And there's actually fan clubs and all this other stuff. And the last season was, it was okay. I really like the original ones best. But it's, you know, it was ended about 10 years ago, but I had never seen it. But anyway, it was a good show, and most of the actors are still around, so it's kind of fun to see all what they've been up to. But now we are watching Doc Martin again. We watched all of those in preparation for whatever new season it was coming. And then, now we're watching them through again. We hadn't watched them in a while, so it's good to forget a few things. Like, oh yeah, I forgot that. So we've got at least 10 seasons of Doc Martin to watch. And after that, hopefully Murdoch will be back on. So he's basically withholding Steve's wallet ATM. Wait a minute. Whoa. You love Murdoch. Okay. He said for the cab earlier, thought he'd put the wallet back in his pocket, but accidentally left in the car. The driver was supposed to pick us up to return it and told the company he didn't think we'd pay him. He said he would drop off Steve's wallet when he's in the area. So he's basically withholding Steve's wallet at the moment. He told Steve to bring the company back and tell them you want an exact time where we are calling the police. Whoa, we just got home. Steve's anger is through the roof. I bet. So he's had to take a time out and chill. I had a panic attack. No, yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Yeah, that's bribery, really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the laws are there or how things work there, but it, you could call the police just to see maybe what is best to do, and then they can determine whether they want to get involved or not. They can at least give you the options, like, okay, you can just wait, you can call the company back, go through these steps before we come in and do something, that kind of thing. Now I've put too much white up here in the sky, not enough blue. It's funny. I may just make it darker on the edges. Woo! I'm going really light for that. That way it kind of matches the other side. Cool. Yeah. Do you have sandpaper or sanding block that would... Yeah, I've got one of those sanding blocks. I've got a lot of them, actually. But, yeah, those could work. But being that it's sandpaper, it's gonna take off a lot. So I don't know. I'd almost rather take it off on here, because at least it would be preserved. So I could use it on something else. Because I don't dare put these in I could try it on See, look how much is coming off there. I guess I could at least rub the bottom part of that where it's maybe the wood part will come off. That's a little better. It's something. Oh, you do? Okay. The last time I used a chalk, it's one of those generals chalk pencils. It would break all the time. Put it in any kind of sharpener, it's broken. Really annoyed me, so I've been afraid to put these in anything. But if you say the doll works, then I will try that. Oh, I knew what you meant. Well, let's give it a try. Let's give it a go. I'm going to put it on the lowest setting now. Go very, very carefully. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Thank you, Shannon. I love learning new things. Where did I just see? Oh. So I still kind of want more blue in here, but that's kind of basically what I was trying to do. Just make the sky blue. Put a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that very much. How many different things can I use on this paper? I use chalk pastel pencils, Posca. All right, let's work on this little guy. This is 37 again. I'm gonna put stuff away a second. Hey Mona, thanks for coming in. Boy, y'all are just awesome. I appreciate you coming in. I'm not sure what else I'll do with this little guy. I'm not sure what kind of frog he is. This is 55. I saw that Karen did a flip through of Atlantis, and I was watching her. I like listening to her comments and ideas for maybe what she's going to do on pages, and see how she likes the book. This is 73. This is Karen from Australia. I know there's another Karen, but I don't guess I know that one very well. Yeah, I think so too. It brings in some of this other color down here. I'm just adding a little blue, little green here and there. Just so we know he's still a green frog. And then there's red frogs. Whew, those dark frogs. I may have to. It's the opposite of purpley red. Do I have a purpley red? It's purpley red. That's not working. Well, maybe it is. I'm using this purpley red color. This is 113. Got the names here. Red wine. Does that look like red wine? I thought this was more red wine-ish. Anyway. I'm not sure this is working, but I was wanting to do this for shadows. And since the opposite of red is green and the opposite of... Why did I put purple in there? Green, blue, blue-green, blue-orange. So it really should be a reddish-orange. Anyway, well, we got all kinds of colors in there now. I do actually like how the purpley red worked on that. That was actually nice. Gave it another dimension, I guess. Happy accident. Isn't that what Bob Ross used to say? The guy I used to watch, though, was Bill Alexander. He was on Channel 13, PBS. We didn't have a VCR. This was back in my first college years. We didn't have that, so not too many people did. I think it was still a new thing. I suppose I could have gotten a book or something, but I didn't think about that. Let's see. I watched Lucy's Flip Through, and I love that Lennis back. Oh yeah, back to Lennis. Yeah. There's like a picture, a 2-page spread in the middle there of like some ruins and fish and all the stuff coming in. It kind of reminds me of that World Within Worlds book page. But yeah, this one, I followed Karen, her tutorial on this. It took ages to do because of all the different colors, and then I added sparkle pin and probably a little bit of stickles in there. And I changed these to crystals because I wanted to make them look crystally, and to match the top up here. This looked so different from this, and maybe that's the point. She wanted to make it different, but I wanted to bring these colors down into this, so I made them crystally looking. And I like how this shark came out. It's really crystally and shiny. So yeah, I like that page a lot. And why is it taking, I mean, I could order it from the UK, but I don't really want to pay the shipping, so I have to wait. But I don't know why they couldn't just release them at the same time. I don't get it. Did you? Oh, Art Attack. Yes, I remember that too. It's a drawing glove. Oh, yeah, I mean, they were really made for working on iPads, not iPads. I guess it could be an iPad. One that you would use a stylus on and you would draw. But I got this one for supposedly less smudging. Maybe it does, I don't know. I think I'm going to go early just to... Oh, thank you so much. This is the Huion. I have another one. That doesn't work just as well. No, they work to some degree, but there's some pencils that are just going to smudge no matter what you wear. This is a Geoman. I bought this one because it just had the one finger, and I noticed it wasn't that great, and I can't remember who it was, but they said buy this one, and I was going to cut off that, but I decided it wasn't a big deal. So I wear it occasionally, but I still, like with some pencils that are very soft, it would still smudge them across. So it's not 100%, at least in my experience. Yeah, everybody, hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you at Connie's. I'm going to rest my voice, and hopefully I'll be back by Friday. Thanks for coming in and being patient with me going in and out. Hope y'all have a great week. Let's see, Connie's on, and then I think Steve is on sometime after that, maybe. You're welcome, Shannon. I appreciate you coming in. And Noelle, thank you. Thank you, Colorful Dreams. You're welcome, Mona. Oh, you're back, Zoe? Zoe, what time does Steve come on? Connie comes on in about 30 minutes. So that would be 12 Central in America. What time is Steve coming on? Probably after that, in our afternoon. Oh, I'm so sorry you're sick, Colorful Dreams. Hope you feel better soon. Zoe, you there? Well, I'll just keep watch for him then. I think it's. Oh, there you go. So I threatened the police, and he's going to bring the wallet now, but we had to pay by card in advance to get here. Very ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. I'm sorry you had to go through that. All right, I will go now. Thanks for coming in, y'all. Oh, yeah, for sure. See you later. Bye, y'all.